Hi guys, it's Levi from the Future Maker Lab. Today we're actually doing the third part of our three-part basic tools series. So if you haven't watched the first two parts of this video, go ahead and watch that now. Thank you. All right, so now we're going to talk about drills and drivers. Now, I used to think these two things were the same, called them both drills, and they both do similar things, but they are different. So a drill has a little piece inside called the chuck.
And as we loosen it, it's going to open up, just like that. And then when we tighten it, it's going to get smaller.
That's going to grab onto a drill bit, such as this one, that's made for drilling holes in things. So we stick it in there. Remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. We tighten it down. That holds it in place. You always want to wear safety glasses when you're drilling into things. We're not going to drill into something because I'm wearing these, and I don't really want to take them off because this is a really shade of pretty red. Now, a driver or an installer is a little bit different. Instead of that circle on the front, we have a hexagon. That's going to fit one of these pieces in here that holds like a screwdriver bit or a socket. So these are for putting screws into things. All right, next up we have our tape measure. Now, a tape measure is one of the most valuable tools that you're ever going to use. Now, it's pretty self-explanatory. It gives you lengths. You have usually standard and metric, and those measurements are going to be right there. It takes a little bit of learning. There's a lot of online resources that can help you learn how to read a tape measure. But if you'd like to see a video on that in the future, please leave it down in the comments below. I'd actually love to do it for you. There's one cool trick that I wanted to mention with tape measures. Now, if you're measuring between like a door or something, a gap between two pieces, what a lot of people would do is they would extend it until they ran into that piece, but let's say they were running into the board with that side, they would try to like bend it around so that you get it just right. That's actually unnecessary. 90% of the time, there's going to be a number on the bottom of your tape measure. Let's say there's the number 3 down here. That means that this is 3 inches wide from that point to that point. So instead of trying to bend it around, you would take and smack that up against one side, you would smack that up against the other, and you would take whatever number is on the tape measure plus 3. So let's say I had something that was 5 inches long, like that, from there to there. That would actually be 8 inches because we have the 5 on the tape and the 3 on the tape measure. So look on the number on the bottom of your tape measure. So next up, if we had some wires that we needed to cut, we have a couple different tools that we're going to do with that. But first, if you don't understand what's going on with the electricity in the wire that you're cutting, do not cut the wire. Okay, you can die doing this stuff. If you don't understand what you're doing, that's completely fine. Find somebody that does, and they can teach you how to do it. You want to stay safe. You don't want to die. So if we wanted to cut through a wire, we have these. A lot of people call them wire snippers or wire cutters. Really, really good at cutting wire and tiny little pieces of steel. We have wire strippers that have a little wire cutter right there. And if you'll see, there's a number right here on each one of these little holes. This is different gauges of wire. Now the gauge is basically just the thickness, but if you wanted to take the jacket off of the wire, you would find the right little hole right there. You'd put it on there and you'd squeeze it and pull it off, and it would be bare wire, and then the insulation would stay behind. So that's how you like put two wires together or into a contact, something like that. And then these, awesome. These are the nice version of that. This is the Buick, this is the Lamborghini. For these, all you do is you stick the wire in there and you go, and it pulls the jacket off. Just like that. So easy, so fast. Whoever invented these, I would really like to buy them dinner because, oh my goodness, these are so awesome. That's how you take the jacket off of wires. All right, last up is our level. Now, this is a pretty cool one for me because this particular level is a color that I couldn't see until I looked at this about an hour ago. So I'm 21 years old. For the first time in my life, I'm seeing this color and comprehending it as a new color because orange did not mean what I thought it meant 2 hours ago. So I'm really glad you guys are joining me for this because it's kind of a special thing. It's really hard to describe what I'm feeling right now. But what a level does, it's super simple. You can probably guess. There's liquid in here and there's a bubble and there's a couple lines on there. If the bubble's right between the lines, that means that it's nice and flat. If it's off center, it means it's tilted off to one side or not. So you want to get whatever you're trying to level. You'll set this on top of it or press it up below it, and you'll tilt it back and forth till that bubble is right in the center. So those are some of the basic tools, their names, and what you would do with them. If you were just too afraid to ask, I hope that this kind of cleared some stuff up for you. If you still have questions, feel free to ask them down below. We would absolutely love to help you out. It's what we're here for. Our mission is to spread awareness about STEM fields and technical careers that use all sorts of these types of tools all over the place. We want more people to know about these jobs. So just feel free to ask questions if you have any. Also, if you're interested in anything else that we do, check us out at futuremakerlab.com. You might be able to book us for a school visit because we actually do come out to schools and we show off different careers using virtual reality, tools like this, all sorts of cool stuff. Until next time, my name is Levi. I'm gonna go look at some red stuff now. Every time I look at that color, I'm speechless. I don't know what to do. So what you guys describe as orange, I was not like it. The fact that that color exists shocks me. Yeah, it's new. All right, that's good.
And the ceremonious stopping of the recording.
Awesome.